everybody. You're on the late night. The time is 11:12. 12 minutes after 11 in the PM. Got a great conversation. If you're a millennial, get over here. Millennial, get over here. We're going to be talking about mental motivation for millennials before the recession. A recession is coming. Your host is 46 years old. I feel amazing. I hope you do too. I'm going to share some games. It's not going to cost you a damn dollar. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All that is free. Once again, you're on the late night. I am Walt Diddy. Going to be with you on the other side very soon. Millennials, check me out. Listen, I know you're enjoying the beat, but P.S. Millennials, you see the dude in the workout video? That's me. I'm 46 years old. I know a little bit of something. This information is free because I care enough to give it to you. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Oh my God, look at him working on his shoulders. The time is at 11:16 in the PM, and I'm sharing some mental motivation for millennials before the recession. It's gonna happen. But listen, you come to the Walt Diddy Show, we talk about surviving and thriving, right? Everybody wants to rule the world and none can. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I hope you're feeling amazing. I feel amazing. I am 46 years old, millennial. Come holler at your Walt Diddy. Still got game, and it's for free. It is for free. We're building a community here. There's no hustling. I can easily peel down and show you this 10-pack and play games with women and men, but I'm better than that. I know you are too. So go ahead and like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be sharing mental motivation for millennials before the recession. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We'll be on the other side in just a moment. feeling great. I hope you are feeling great like I am. Listen, millennials, get over here. Yo, Walt Diddy 46. I feel amazing. You millennial young ladies, check for me. That's another video. I'm thinking about making it, but not this time. Listen, got a great show for you tonight. Check it out. Mental motivation for millennials before the recession is gonna hit. Let me help you out. I've been there, done that. Learn from my mistakes. Learn from my failures. So you too can feel like, hold on. Yeah. Come on in, millennial. Don't run from this. Do I need to show you? I'm not gonna do that. I'm feeling great. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe to the notification bell. You're gonna get motivated tonight. If you come by here, you're gonna feel good. Stay over here too long, you'll look even better. I'm trying to tell you something good. It's all about you on this show. I'm here to tell you that you're more than enough. I'm here to tell you that you're adequate. I'm here to tell you, millennial, that listen, anything, do me anything that your mind can conceive, believe, damn it, you can achieve. So come on over here. Let me give you some game. Let me give you this work. I'm gonna give you five life hacks, 5 tips, mental motivation for millennials before the recession. It's coming. You didn't own a home in 2007, 2008. Walt Diddy did. I was your age. Let me tell you how it worked out for me. Like, share, subscribe to the notification bell. The time is 11:22 in the PM. I thank you so much for being here. Shout out to you. Don't be a hater. Hit that like button. Sir. She's with you, but she may be thinking about me. Who knows these things? I don't. Mental motivation for millennials before the recession. You're looking at 46. This is 46 years old. Sir, you're 28, you got a lot of money. Hope you look this damn good at 46. You will, if you stop by the Walt Diddy Show, on the late night with Walt Diddy. I am Walt Diddy. Mental motivation for millennials before the recession is what you're about to receive. This song is about to end. I feel amazing. I hope you do too. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Wow, I said a whole lot, and I'm going to say a whole lot more. Peace to you. Paso Mufaso. It's that screenwriter, director, producer, Walt Diddy. I just saluted you. Welcome. You are on the late night. The time is 11:24 in the PM. Sitting in with me, as always, is... Seems that Dr. Red Pill is taking a nap. That is Dr. Red Pill Bearstein. Over this shoulder, sitting in for Wellington Pumpernickel, that is Linus Millsbury, who's doing a fabulous job. Wellington Pumpernickel is on location. We have a big show for you coming this Monday. Welcome here on the late night. Thank you very, very much for being here. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. This episode of On the Late Night is sponsored by my damn self and my blog at www.waltdiddy.com. Walt Diddy, learn about the Sigma male. I'm 46, millennials. Why aren't you here? You will be. That is www.waltdiddy.com. Same as my name, Walt Diddy, thank you very, very much for being here. We're going to get to the chat in just a moment. I know you can't wait. I'm going to recognize you, highlight your comment, and say some kind words. But before we do any of that, it is only appropriate. If you're just joining this show, this is how it gets started with the opening rant. Tonight's opening rant is, you do know Joe Biden will be in charge of the coming recession. Now, Millennial, if you just coming to said show, I don't know your political beliefs, nor do I care. I do know this. I don't think you own that S-Class. You were chasing the bag or had red bottoms and or probably paying your own damn rent in 2007 and 8. I was, and I lost big. That said, there's no Republican to blame it on. It's going to be Joe Biden. Walt did it here to tell you that I would much rather have Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. Go, Gadget. Don't spend up all the money. Go, Gadget. Don't let Hunter Biden go around owing to other countries for narcotics. Go, Gadget. Answer a damn question at a press conference. On that same token, that same breath, I would much rather Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants be in charge right now this coming recession. At least he'd be like, where's the government money? Where is the government money? Like, people work 4 days a week the whole year and get paid in Congress. Now with Mr. Krabs in charge, where you not working? Show me the episode where SpongeBob ain't taking his ass to work. There is no days off. There's no days off. Mr. Krabs like, hey, flip me burgers. Mr. Krabs was president, he'd be like, hey, run me country right. But no. You got Joe Biden. I know what you're thinking. Walt Diddy, you went in left field with that. Well, I'm talking about the left. So what you want me to do? That said, Walt Diddy, want to ask a question. You do know that Joe Biden is going to be in charge of this recession is coming, and I would much rather, me personally, have Inspector Gadget and or Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants in charge of the country rather than Joseph Biden. Now, I don't know how you feel after these opening rants, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I feel much better, and I hope that you do too. Listen, thank you very, very much. We got a great show for you tonight. The topic of conversation is mental motivation for millennials before the recession. Listen, thank you very, very much. Let's go ahead and highlight everybody that took the time to come in and support Walt Diddy, which means the absolute world to me. Let's get into that business right now. Falling up in the house first was Mr. Bunny, who said salute. No, I say salute you. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you very much for your support. It means a lot to me. Also in the house is 10 to the 10 to 10, 10 to 10, 10. That's 10, 10, 10, 10. 4 tens. Said Walt Diddy, salute, sir. No, I salute you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. That means a lot to me. The #1 member of said channel is in the house. You best believe it. That is Double M. He's in the house. Shout out to you, fam. All your support, all your energy means a lot to me. NH. You know what NH stands for? No, hell no, you don't know. It's NH. Shout out to you. NH said salute. I said, no, salute to you, sir. It's your time and your energy that's valuable right now. But this is some important information. You know, Walt Diddy likes to, sometimes I veer off. We got to give you the Negro News, which we have the mid-week edition coming up. The Negro News, I think we're starting to get a lot of good feedback from said Negro News. But you must be wondering, what you talking about, Walt Diddy? I'm sharing mental motivation for millennials before the recession. Like, I'm not trying to impress, but I'm to impress upon you that Walt Diddy is 46 years old. Right, before we even get started, quick disclaimer to millennials that may come across this show, and I'm going to break this out. Dear millennial, Walt Diddy is 46 years old. I was married for 15 years. I've been a truck loader all the way to the same company, being a logistics operations manager, sitting on my ass, running a transportation company. All right, not going to tell you the name. Walt Diddy, the same Walt Diddy right here, Started at that company, loading the damn trucks at $11 an hour. I finished making, wow, bachelor's degree money, and I dropped out of college twice. I was married 15 years, and I can tell you what economics do to a relationship, whether you're married or you're not. I have tried to be the entrepreneur so many times, failed, lost some jobs, walked away from some, learned and failed. But most of all, and which is my thesis for this conversation, I've been through the recession, and I know how it affects communities, employment, and attitudes. And with the current environment, I just want to share some mental motivation for millennials before the recession. So if you're wondering, what's he talking about, why did he? Mental motivation for millennials before the recession. I have a theory that I put into practice myself, and I'm looking back at said failures that I've had over the years and kind of make mental note. So what I'm doing right now is giving back. This is my give back. Millennials, I don't have any children. All right. Dating is kind of hard for you in your 40s, especially. And when I see old classmates, they don't know who the hell I am or can't believe it. So I'm in a delicate situation, and I'm sharing these experiences with you along with other content. So let's get into it right now. Mental motivation for millennials before the recession. There's a storm coming economically. You can't run from it. You can't TikTok it away, watching men talk about women, women talk about men away. It's going to come. All right, so go ahead and prepare now. If you come over here right now, you'll survive and thrive and be the chocolate version of Nature Boy Ric Flair that I am now, styling and profiling. So let's get into it right now. What I'm going to do is share pretty much 5, count them 5 tips that will help any millennial. Right? You know how old the millennial generation is? Me at 46, the front half of that millennial generation I'm very familiar with. When we were watching Martin, you was watching it too, so you're closer to Generation X, the back half, which I am, than you may know. So first tip number 1. These are tips and also something that you need to realize. Realize this: the American dream is a nightmare. The old 2 family, 2 picket fence, all these things, home ownership, thanks to the elite and the powers that be, they have turned it into a nightmare. Let me also remind you that with all the problems and all the things that go on here in the United States of America, it's still the freest, richest place on the planet. If you do not believe it, go somewhere else. And that's the truth. People don't risk their life to get here for nothing. Could we be better? Absolutely. But here's something that you need to know, millennial. Chasing a bag, thinking you're going into a distribution center and going to be on a pallet jack, walkie, any palletized, you're loading trucks for the next 10 to 20 years. The American dream is now a nightmare. What is the nightmare that's coming? Artificial intelligence, robotics. You know better than I. I come from a time where we had to go to the card catalog and a dictionary encyclopedia for the information. You grew up, and especially you millennials, sent upon me your hand. So fact check me on these things. Number 5. Starting at number 5, and we're going to work our way to number 1. Number 5. Number 5. Tip: the American dream is a nightmare. Though we are the richest, freest country on this planet, that is not, it's undebatable. The American dream that we know and we're put into our minds is a nightmare. From social issues to all these things, it's now a nightmare. It's been orchestrated. So mental motivational for millennials. I'm giving you some mental motivation. Number 5 is the American dream is a nightmare. Believe it. Believe it. Number 4, support traditional values in silence. due to the powers that be, due to how things work now, it seems that's enemy number one. I'm not here to take a side to tell you what you should do and what you should not do with yourself, your relationship. I don't care. I'm a Sigma male. I don't care. But I can tell you that is threatening to a lot of new sectors in society. We've heard, if you from the hip hop culture are familiar with it, you've heard this said a lot in a lot of music, no matter who the artist is, to move in silence. In the years to come, you will have to move in silence. If you are familiar with the 90s version of X-Men, the animated series, please watch Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past. Trust me, man, that looks amazing. But if you want to keep it, you won't be able to be on social media sharing what you're experiencing. We think that's just a simple general pick. No, those that mean you harm spiritually, emotionally, and financially feel threatened by that. You have just opened up that for scrutiny, invasion, deceit, lies. I come from an era where that would be respected. That's just cliche now. So I'm telling you, number four for men. I don't care if that's girl, you better keep it under your wraps. The minute you go sharing your great, amazing relationships, you watch the test that you will have to face, young millennial, zillennial. It's from the universe. I don't know where it's from, but it surely will come to pass. Move in silence with your relationship. That is number four. Moving up the ladder, number three. And we're going to spend a little time on this one. And as you can see, I put the ladies there for a reason. Number three. The number three. This is mental motivation. Some mental motivation tips for millennials before the recession. Remember, friends end. She's your bestie now, but in the right circumstances, she's competition for who you want to be with. He's the homie now in high school, I would say, because my audience is older, and you're about to graduate college, you're 26, 27, you're in your 30s, but when you change as a man, when you change as a woman, everyone will not follow in that direction. When you want to separate from the crowd and take the chance, the risk to live your dreams, to chase your destiny, friends will end. Look at the word, F-R-I-E-N-D, friend. Take F-R-I off. What do you have? End. Friends end. Family should be forever. Family is forever. A friend should become a family member after 10, 20 years. Friends end. Ladies, friends end. These virtual friends end. Your YouTube friends end. And it's up to you to accept that harsh reality. I mean, here's what it is. Shout out to you. I see you in here, fam. Appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. What I'm doing right now is sharing some mental motivation for millennials before the recession that is sure to come. When money is dried up, you still have the job. A couple of friends have been laid off. You watch how friends end. Friends will end. Sometimes we have Johnny Gill. He may even be a boomer, but popular in the 90s. Don't be a fair weather friend. Have you ever heard of fair weather friend? That's mean when it's sunny, everything is great. All right. You may have been the loyal friend and made more and find yourself laid off in the next 6 months. That could even be me. You'll find out who your friends really are. And if you heed this warning, you already know friends end. Are they family? Do you feel treated and respected as family. In tough times, people really, really show their character, millennial, and we're about to experience rough economic times. On the show just last night, I challenged you to learn who Jerome Powell is and stop learning more about what Love and Hip Hop Atlanta is doing. And that's no slight on your viewing preferences, but it's going to be bad. Over 60,000 families, chocolate families, single parent families are below poverty. When this recession hit, there's going to be another segment that comes down. So just remember, friends end. Friends end. Number two, I know you can't wait. Wow. It seems so simple. It seems so simple. If you're just coming in, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm sharing mental motivation for millennials before the recession of 2023 that is sure to come. Please know this is number two. We started with number 5. We're going to work our way up to number 1 tip. Tip number 2, think for yourself. That seems so simple, but in the land of social media, advertising, there's always something in our face, and it's more or less face-to-face where we can kind of sense the energy. Think for yourself. Just because you've seen it on a blog, think for yourself and do your research. Just because you don't see the mass layoffs happening to the common working man and woman, think for yourself and do some research, and you'll find this happening in the tech world right now. Over 173,000 layoffs already in that sector. Think for yourself. If you're a YouTuber like me, 7, 10, 15, 20,000 subscribers, and it's been paying the bills, perhaps, think for yourself. Realize that if I'm laid off, as much as I care for you and your content, I will have other priorities. Think for yourself. When it's time to cast a ballot during those times in November, whether you're doing it for the right or the left, think for yourself. Who's doing something for you? Before you go get into a crowd of a protest that goes bad, that may even be designed to do just that, think for yourself. Before you join clubs, get too many expensive hobbies, interests, think it's all about yourself. You have a good man or woman in your life. You think you can get great. Think for yourself. When this common recession happens, and it surely will, think for yourself. Don't follow the crowd all the time. After 30, 35, if you're over 35, you're starting to feel this way now. Even if you don't, you know people that was in your circle that pulled back because they changed. Think for yourself. The only way to change and get better is to think for yourself. You know that song, I wish that I knew what I knew now when I was younger. You getting what I wish I knew when I was younger, to think for myself. To take the chance, to sometimes calculate it, to do the work. It takes a lot of work to really think for yourself and not follow the crowd. But if you're going to survive and thrive through this coming recession that will surely come to pass, there will be millions and millions of layoffs this time 6 months from now. Gas prices will go up 6 months from now. Pain. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said, and I quote, families and businesses are going to feel some pain. This is the month. The fiscal year closes on Wall Street in September. I don't know if you know that. October's a new year. November, we find out who's going to be serving in Washington, D.C. Here comes the holidays to distract you. Now it's time to think for yourself. Still warm. Maybe you miss some time over the summer not taking control of your own mind the best as you can, because no one's perfect. Still got time. Still got time. Number one. I know you want to know what number one is. I promise you this is powerful. If you're a man or woman, what I'm doing is sharing some mental motivation for millennials before the recession. Make friends with alone. And I don't mean at home alone on social media, taking selfies on dating apps. I mean, make friends with yourself. If economic times, I come from poverty, ladies and gentlemen. Grew up with no running water in my home until I was in the 12th grade. Never had sleepovers, birthday parties. Though I was by myself, I did not make friends with myself. It took many years, a lot of failures that you do not have to go through if you will only look in the mirror and say this: I'm more than enough and I'm adequate. The only way to believe in yourself is to tell yourself that all the time, whether verbally or quietly in your mind. Make friends with alone. Make friends with alone. Because if you do endure, if you do incur some economic setbacks, and I do not wish any of my audience to go through that, but if so, if you've made friends with alone, you'll be able to pull back, set up a plan, execute it, and not have to go through, and I'm going to say it, the humiliation that most people do when they have to publicly put it on display. If you go ahead and save right now, you're going to be okay, but time is of the essence. So we're going to go to the chat real quick. I just thought it was best to come at you hipster style, as I am. And you're talking to a 46-year-old man that came from rural poverty. No running water in his home until he was in the 12th grade. Bartering clothes. All right. If I needed to take a shower, I had to walk way out to my auntie's house. Amazing that I'm not bitter. I've been married, I've traveled across the country. I've lived in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, all kind of places. I've learned a lot. I learned that people are not the same. I learned to respect everyone, but treat everyone differently because we are differently. I also learned home ownership and how the pain felt in 2007, 2008. When the home is valued at $265,000, before you know it, poof, bang, bing, it's worth $185,000. Do the math. That's how much you are minus now. That's the game that's about to be played. And I'm sharing mental motivation for millennials before the recession happened. Unemployment. Don't you remember they spent all the money during the beer plague? The extra 600? You can cancel that shit now. Mass unemployment, no stimulus monies. Divided government, which the GOP is probable to take one of the chambers. Are you prepared? That's why I'm sharing this mental motivation for millennials right now. There's no one around. I'm telling you, it's August the 30th, 11:49 in the PM. You're on the late night walk with Diddy. Sitting in with me right now is he sleep. Dr. Red Pill. And over this shoulder, that is Linus Millsbury. Check this out. What I have done because the writing's on the wall. I've been there, I've done that, and it's just what it is. And you're wondering, what you talking about, Well Diddy? Mental motivation for millennials before the recession. We're already in a recession, but once it's announced, once your favorite publication, once your favorite news channel, social media, wherever you're hanging out at, virtually, when they announce it, wow, there's going to be pain. None of the supply chain problems have been fixed, ma'am. Little Mikey, little Johnny, your baby girl who you love so much, it's going to be tough to get those goods from the Red Dragon who's shutting down manufacturing, who is upset with us for sending our people to the island next door. Also, you know, the people that's up there where it's real cold above the Red Dragon. Well, they got some conflict with their neighbors. And guess what? That's where most of the world's wheat, fertilizer, and all the stuff that you need to feed. Oh, did you know how this? Let me tell you how it works. Ma'am. We're eating last year's crop. 2023 is black people. Let me tell you something. I'm going to break this out. This is for millennials and zillennials. I like to call it mental motivation for millennials before the recession. Chocolate millennials. That means you look like me, watch Good Times, the backdrop, peak oil, hyperinflation, Walona and Florida, who are homegirls, go to said supermarket. There's no meat there, right? Ask yourself, James played some pool and he won some money time from time, but yet still they were eating cornbread, collard greens, and fatback, oatmeal every damn morning. That Thelma burnt. Pay close attention. If you're in rural America and you happen to be vanilla, the opposite of chocolate, take a look at the TV series Roseanne. Oh, damn. They finally got divorced. Every other episode, Dan's struggling like hell. What happened? Well, it was a recession in the 80s. He was a carpenter. Who the hell want to build a house when he can't get no damn cheap money? Watch that. And as a bonus, look out your local neighborhoods, communities, and what's around you right now. That's why I'm supplying this mental motivation for millennials. There's a storm coming. The storm is here. The storm is here. There was a huge fire at a BP refinery in the Midwest. We're going to pay the price. There's storms. We are in the peak of hurricane season, and it's been hot in September here. I promise you down south today it was about 97. With the man, good gosh, you would melt. The Caribbean is active. The Gulf of Mexico is active. What do we have there, ladies and gentlemen? You guessed it, refineries. Along Pensacola, on the west coast, the panhandle of Florida. Over there in M.I., crooked letter I, humpback I, that'd be Mississippi. Yes, Alabama, absolutely. Louisiana, yes, it's not Louisiana, it's Louisiana. Texas, don't mess with Texas. I live there. Shout out to Houston, Humble. What's happening at Tascasita? PAT, Port Arthur, yes. Galveston, oh, that was great. Katy High School, wow, it looks like a university. Millennials, please, accept this mental motivation. Zillennials, if you happen to get this, accept this mental motivation. Generation X, do your due diligence and boomers to tell the stories of 2007 and 2008. It will be painful. Everything must go. Crypto, they're going to get their hands into that also. Insurance, absolutely. So in closing, it is 11:54 in the PM. My job is to get you to the late night, and after midnight, we will be successful. If you're wondering, once again, what you talking about, Whoa Diddy? I'm sharing mental motivation for millennials before the recession. That's what I'm doing right here, and we're going to recap said information right now with 5 tips. I'm going to give you 5 tips that are sure to help you with this recession that is going to come, and it's going to come rapidly. We're going to start with number 5, work our way to number 1. Number 5, the American dream is a nightmare. All the traditional values, the blah, 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 is a nightmare. Thanks to social media, quick, fast, in a hurry, it's now become a nightmare. But America is still the freest, richest country on the face of this earth and in the world, yet still the American dream is a nightmare. So what do you do when you have nightmares? You go back through it and you see what's kind of triggering it, and you change your thought pattern and actions. That's where you are, millennial. Buying a house, they've priced them so high, and just plain wood, not even bricks anymore. Food, we get less of it, it costs more. The American dream is a nightmare. Algorithms picking the winners, and the American dream is a nightmare. We think it's about competition and talent. Absolutely not. It's not. Things have changed because the American dream is a nightmare. You knowing that right there, though we are the richest, freest country in the world and on planet Earth, I know I'm not trying to go live anywhere else. Remember number 5. Number 4. If you're a champion for traditional values, you must do it in silence. Yes, you can talk about it now, maybe even next year. By 2025, This kind of rhetoric conversation is not going into the metaverse. This will not go on the blockchain, because if you don't know it right now, those cryptos, a lot of them are blockchain technologies. This platform is going to be their own types of social media. Ethereum, that's what it is. That's another video. Go find someone else to make it. But I'm telling you, number 4 on our list is traditional values. You got to support them in silence. Support traditional values in silence. They're going to cut it off by 2025. Number 3. Remember friends end. My third tip is remember friends end. Look how you spell friend. Friend, which indicates that they end. Family should be for your lifetime. Family you can have a fallout with as long as you know ain't blowed up the bridge, and you can mend some of those wounds. But friends end. A lot of friends are fair weather friends. A lot of friends are there now because you're so successful, but a layoff, a lapse in business where you have to conserve your finances, your energy, your time, friends end. Know that now, millennial, and you will not only survive economically and mentally through the coming recession, you're going to thrive. Number 2 on the list was think for yourself. It seems simple, but look around social media, monkey see, monkey do, challenges, right? One guy makes a video like this, everybody follows suit. Think for yourself. Following the crowd is dangerous most times. Most times you get trampled, or you are out too fast or too behind. Don't be afraid to go your own direction. Do not be afraid to hear the news, but go do a little research before you react. Don't be afraid to think, okay, which side, the left or the right, is actually doing something for me to improve my life, my family, my environment, or whatever it is you're championing. Think for yourself. And number one is make friends with alone. No, I didn't say be lonely. I mean, make friends with yourself, this alone. By doing this, tell yourself you're more than enough, you're adequate, and you deserve the good things in life. You absolutely do. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Just want to bring something real quick by sharing some mental motivation for millennials before the recession. September is another rate hike by federal chairman of the Reserve, Jerome Powell, and it's going to be painful. Your favorite companies that you thought were multi-billion, they're not. Crypto is going to change. A lot of things are going to change. People are going to change. Ladies and gentlemen, we are eating last year's crops to feed a massive consumption base. You must have these synthetic fertilizers in these things. You must have abundant energy, or you're going to be eating cream, corn, and things, boiled chicken that you may not like so much. I'm going to eat it because I want to stay alive, but that's where we are. I'm telling you, millennial, if you have a good relationship, whether that's a friend, people at work, an intimate partner, Do not risk it for great. I'm here to tell you, men, that you shall be tested in this coming recession. I'm here to tell you that's going to be felt worldwide. I'm here to tell you everything. I'm not going to play it for sure, but I feel confident that everything I share with you in this presentation will help you as a man and or woman, non-binary, whatever you call yourself. I'm a single male. I'm just laid back. I'm watching everybody do their thing, messing shit up. I'm going to survive it. Now I'm going to be here to tell a story. That said, mission accomplished. It is now 12 o'clock in the a.m. You're on the late night. Walt Diddy got you there. I am so thankful that you took the time to join this show. We're going to do one final look in the chat to make sure I did not miss anyone, and I did not. Shout out to you, fam. Getting you good gracious alive. Look at the waves. Look at the waves. Whoosh, whoosh. Shout out to you, Mr. Robert. Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you. For the rest of the year, I'm dedicating some shows to helping you along the way with information about this coming economic collapse. Millennials, I'm talking straight to you so you can talk to the Millennials that you're closer to. And you're going to get some Negro news. So tomorrow I got some Negro news. Here's a disclaimer. You made the Negro news. It's not for a good reason. It's not good. It's good. But we're going to learn something from said information. Listen, 12:01 in the a.m., officially on the late night. Might go wake up Dr. Red Pill. I think I might let him sleep there and get a crook in his neck. And that's well as the public nickel. Thank you very, very much. Let me leave you with this. The most important thing about the show, and it's for you. Listen, Walt Diddy is an encourager, not a discourager. So I want to leave you with this. One day, I stupidly figured it out. I have some special inside of me. That said, I know it's a fact that you, ma'am, sir, whatever you're calling yourself, you have just as much, if not more special inside of you. It's time to let it out, let it out, let it out, so you can live that life you want to. It's probably the only thing that's holding you back. It was one of the things that held me back, and we still got to do the work, but it feels a whole lot better being more confident, secure with yourself, and not following the crowd. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I hope you are ready for a good hump day. I hope you're ready for another day to live the best life that you possibly can. And most of all, I want you to know you're going to have the absolute best Wednesday you've ever had in your life. And this is how you can rest assured that it's going to come true. Walt Diddy just spoke live on you. And listen, unfortunately, Walt Diddy go.